A U.S. District Court judge has denied Governor Jan Brewer's attempt to dismiss the lawsuit against Immigration Law 1070. And speaking of boycotts, many airline passengers are upset over new security features put in place this holiday season. Listen to this exchange between a passenger and a TSA employee. And Jessica, the other big story on the governor's plate is the budget. Did she say anything about restoring transplant coverage in this new budget proposal, or where that funding might come from? And voters are also keeping an eye on the national election picture. Washington could be in for a change of power as Republicans battle once again to take control of the House and the Senate. Two controversial bills that have sparked a lot of debate at the Arizona State Capitol are now in a holding pattern. This was the scene yesterday as protesters flooded the state capitol, most of them against Senate Bills 1308 and 1309, bills that challenge the 14th Amendment's birthright policy. All right, for all you gamblers out there, if you enjoy placing a bet at casinos or dog and horse tracks, you might soon be able to do both in the same place. That's right, Kylie, and as you can imagine, this came as a shock to the residents of Nogales as they wonder why their city is now considered dangerous. Ever think about where the charitable donations you make end up? A group of women in Ahwatukee not only donate their time to a great cause, they also donate what they make by hand. State lawmakers and activists gathered at the state capitol this afternoon to speak out against the negative depiction of children of color in a letter recently read on the Senate floor. People are still outraged over this controversial letter read 2 weeks ago painting a negative picture of Hispanic students in a Glendale elementary school. If you didn't have the time to take advantage of the free pancake day for breakfast this morning, I know I sure didn't. There's still time to get your short stack, even for dinner. Here's footage from Tulsa, Oklahoma, where you can see cars getting stuck deep in the snow. The storm extended all the way from New Mexico into New England. Tulsa has already received a foot of snow, with more expected by the end of the day. And the people living in Black Canyon City, just north of the valley, know all too well the wrath of Mother Nature, as hundreds of workers cross the border every morning for their day jobs in the fields and factories. Cronkite News reporter Lisa Rule was there to witness this city come to life before the sunrise. And if you're thinking about taking a trip across the border to do a little shopping or vacation, there's a new way to get in and out of Mexico without waiting in those long lines. Now, a Phoenix-based company has taken that idea, eliminated the direct exchange of items, and developed a growing global bank of sorts. Changing gears now to a story that we've been following. The execution of inmate Jeffrey Landrigan was not carried out this morning due to controversy over the lethal injection drugs. Here's some video from the execution site in Florence. Landrigan's lawyer said that the first of the 3 drugs would not make him fully unconscious before stopping his heart, causing him to suffer. A U.S. shortage of the drug sodium thiopental has prompted the U.S. to find the drug elsewhere. Some West Valley workers got an education of a different kind at the nation's biggest nuclear power plant. Updating Congresswoman Gifford's condition, doctors say they don't know yet if Giffords could attend her husband's shuttle launch in April. Our top story tonight, some of the country's leading law enforcement members are gathering in Phoenix for a border security expo. You may have been told growing up that looks aren't important, but Grant Martin tells us how an unattractive fungus affecting Arizona's citrus might soon make it an even uglier impact on the state's economy. Now, the governor of Arizona tells Cronkite News that she has come up with a plan to try and repair the game's tarnished image. But one bill that the governor did sign was Senate Bill 1188, which gives preference in adoptions to married couples. Our top story tonight, the U.S.-Mexico border. Homeland Security is now trying to figure out what to do to keep people from crossing into the U.S. illegally. The September 11th memorial in Phoenix is no stranger to controversy, and for the second time, people are calling for a change. Let's go ahead and send it out to our sports reporter, Dan Nettles, who is enjoying that beautiful weather at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Dan, how's it going out there? And here in Arizona, there was also an immigration meeting of sorts going on, this one involving Sheriff Joe Arpaio. Tonight, Congressman Paul Gosar will be in Flagstaff for a town hall. It comes on the heels of last night's meeting in Prescott, the first political town hall since the Gabrielle Gifford shooting in Tucson. A Northeast Arizona high school hit with so much adversity just 6 months ago is facing even more challenges. Well, that's it for this edition of Cronkite News Watch. I'm Aldo Vazquez. Have a good night.